Hey everyone, welcome back. This is my review of Daybreak Illusions episode 12 entitled Choosing Your Destiny. Yeah, excited because the next episode of the series is going to be the last. Alright, so basically, let's just get into it then. Wanting to save Syria and Luna, Akari agrees to Cerebrum's conditions and is transported to a place called the Sophirotic Tree, where he intends to use a device called the Clessidra so that they can mate, returning Syria and Luna to normal in exchange. Inside the Clessidra, Cerebrum forces Akari to relive the day Fuyuna died, hearing her thoughts of hatred towards her over and over until she loses enough of herself to be his. Arriving at the Sephirotic Tree, Syria and Luna face up against an army of tree daimonia, with which they managed to defeat thanks to the mysterious arrival of Ginka. Meanwhile, Akari, believing that Fuyuna became a daimonia because of her, is hanging on to the last of her sanity. That pretty much sums up what happened in this episode. Okay. Let's get into it then. So this episode, I remember I said last episode was perfect, and this episode wasn't far off, but I did still have some problems with it. First off, the animation was probably the best in the series so far. Like, I'm not joking, it was really that good. Okay, I have to give major props to the animators for going above and beyond, far above and beyond the natural Call of Duty when it here. Alright, however, I have two major problems with this. One is kind of a nitpick, I guess, but when I still noticed it, so I still have to mention it. When Sierra and Luna are transported to the tree thing, I don't know what I was looking at. It's kind of hard to explain, because if I could explain it, then it probably wouldn't be confusing. So I don't know why I'd mention it. But it's like, it was really disorienting because it was just confusing. It's like, it looked like they were like, okay, it kind of looked like they were on a poster, that they were like drawn on the ugliest poster in the history of mankind. Like, that's the best way I can explain it. It was, and that's of course when they were initially transported to the tree. And I saw no tree when they were initially transported there either, by the way. So yeah, so that's kind of a little nitpick of mine, but as I said before, I noticed it, so I have to mention it. That's just the way I am. Now, the major complaint I have is something I said I wish that wouldn't happen. Like in the last couple of episode reviews of the series, I said I really hope it doesn't happen, but it happened. Luna, as I've read in the summary, is back to normal now. The reason why I said I wish that wouldn't happen is because her turning into a daimonia, then having to be killed, would add to the dark nature of the series, and thus make it even that much more like a deconstruction of the magical girl genre. Now, it's still a deconstruction. Don't get me wrong, it's still a deconstruction, you cannot deny that. However, I felt that her getting turned back to normal kind of made it a bit more lighthearted. And god damn it, when I see a deconstruction like this, I want it to be dark. And it's still dark, but a little bit less dark now since Luna's back to normal. Okay, and I felt that that was kind of off-putting for a series like this. Now Ginka, we did get to see Ginka again in this episode, because apparently when people who are Daimonia die, they get sent to the world that a tree is in, apparently, or maybe she's able to go there at will since she's dead. I don't know. That's not really explained. That's another thing. It's not really explained too well. Kind of wish it was. Another complaint that I have, but I'm not too, because Ginka does have a halo around her head, so as long as that halo stays there and she doesn't get resurrected at the end too, I won't be too mad about this. Alright. One funny scene in this episode I thought was actually when Ginka showed up to me and saved both Luna and Syria. Both of them, screamed in joy and hugged her, which for Luna that would probably be a natural thing. But for Syria, I'm surprised Ginka wasn't wondering, like, Syria, what the fuck happened to you? Because, that's normally not Syria's normal attitude and personality. I mean, called character development. So yeah, and that's that's pretty much all the complaints I have. So yeah, it wasn't a perfect episode like that, like the last episode, but it did get close. All right. It did get close, which is something I have to give him props to, and that cliffhanger at the end there, finding out that all Cerebrum wants is, I say all he wants, as if it's no big deal. but what Cerebrum wants is to mate with Akari, which I'm glad that he appears to be the same age as her. And here's another thing. I'll probably get a lot of flack for this being called a sick fuck, or a demented person or whatever. But when you get to that portion, this sounds like something that some sick fuck in Japan would use to create some sick sort of hentai or something. I just wanted to mention that because I've seen a lot of really freaky shit on the internet. Not willingly, but yeah, I'm just gonna shut up now before I get myself put in any more deep shit than I probably already have. So, but yeah, that's kind of what it reminded me of. Thankfully, it is not. But anyways, but yeah, like I said before, I'm glad that he appears to be the same age as her. Another thing I hope that it explains in the next episode is exactly the origin of Cerebrum, because supposedly, from what we've been explained to so far, Cerebrum is a Daimonia with free will. But a Daimonia would have to attack him. And take him over by attaching to his emotions in order for him to become a Daimonia. At least that's what we've been told so far, so it'd be kind of nice for us to get a look into exactly when that happened, what emotions it attached onto and whatnot. Given that he wants to mate with Akari, I'm guessing it's probably lust, but, and also how the hell he became a Daimonia with free will. That actually sounds really interesting. And furthermore, like, I know we won't be able to cover it in detail in this season, so I'm kind of hoping for a second season where we discover, like, the origin of Daimonia. Alright, because we know that in order to become a Daimonia, at least from what it's been explained about so far, a Daimonia has to attach onto your feelings and then take you over. But how did Daimonia start? Like, who was the first Daimonia and whatnot? that's kind of what I'm hoping we get a second season for, and kind of have the main focus around that. So yeah. But overall, I think I'm gonna pretty much sum up the this review. Alright, overall episode rating overall is it's definitely really good. You know, it had its problems, but this episode was still really good, and I can't wait for the next episode because it is the last. Finally get to see the conclusion to this really epic series. So yeah. Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.